Did you try to get crazy with this scene? Don't you know I'm loco?
So they hit me up and wanted that pattern. I was like, get out of here. You want it for your restaurant?
With cockroaches.
Yeah, with cockroaches. It's in there. It's in there, and it's in their spot. They got a spot down.
So where did the strawberries come from?
Oh, because it was... I always had the idea in my head because it was just a play on Scarface when he says, bury those fucking cockroaches. Like, like a strawberry. But I mean, you know, it's like the cockroaches in the fucking... Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
What's happening, everybody? This is Bobby Ruiz, a.k.a. Bobby Tribal, and once again, it's time for the Lower Left Podcast. Man, I've been looking forward to this one today. And I know I say that once, I say that a lot, huh, Johnny?
It'd be weird if you didn't.
No, but this one is for real.
Oh, good.
This is for real. This,
and why'd you wait so long to ask me, Bobby?
Huh?
Just play.
This dude right here is one of my, he is really one of my favorite artists. He's a straight nut.
Straight
like nut. Like this, but his stuff is so brilliant, and I don't know anybody that has the imagination that this dude has to put so many different elements together and create one scene or one character or one look. I think people challenge this dude with the weirdest things because I don't know if he's coming up with this shit on his own or if
there's some requests.
There's a request for it, but
for sure.
This is a really good friend of mine. Mad love for this dude. This is Honkey Kong.
What's up?
AKA Adam. He's a badass dude, owner of Big Trouble Tattoo, Benchwarmers.
Yep.
And just Honkey Kong stuff, right?
Honkey Kong shit.
So he has a shop here in San Diego. So where are you from? Like, where'd you grow up, and what's a little bit of history?
I was born upstate New York in Saratoga. I mean, I was born in Saratoga Hospital, but lived in a little town called Boston Spa. It's just like a little town. I don't know. I lived there till I was like kindergarten, so I don't.
In New York?
Yeah, it's upstate New York. So not far from like Albany or something. Would probably be a closer city. Albany, Saratoga, something like that. Lived there till I was about 5. We moved to Connecticut. Lived in Connecticut till I was like 8th grade. My first year, 8th grade. Then we moved to Boston, and I did my second year of 8th grade in Boston.
Did you really?
Yeah, to stay back. Their schools were a little bit better than Connecticut. And I didn't do well.
We're gonna blame the schools. We're gonna blame let's blame the schools.
It was one of the
for
factors in
the
staying
public
back.
school system.
The public school system, yeah.
We'll blame the school.
So, but yeah, so I pretty much grew up in Massachusetts, suburbs outside the city, but close to the city. You know, going to the city a lot to go to hardcore shows, punk rock shows. But yeah, I'd say I pretty much like the growing up, the formative years would be Massachusetts, just outside the city.
And so you went to elementary school, junior high school, and high school there?
No, 8th grade on.
Oh, all right.
I went to like elementary in Connecticut.
And at what point did you? I know your parents are really cool, and you have a great time with them. You use them, and you're
glad
like,
you said that because my mom might listen to
you're
this.
marketing, you're posting stuff. You've done some really amazing gifts for them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know you're getting that. Yeah, the rugs.
Yeah.
The face
stuff
rugs,
like that. Face
rugs. Yeah. That's
at what point did you start drawing and become artistic and start doing art?
I've been drawing nonstop since I was a kid. I think I've just always liked it.
What were those first drawings like?
Same shit.
Or ones you can remember? No
Dick
way.
and fart jokes. You know? Then forever. No, I always cartoon shit. You know, I was always into cartoons. I feel like I'm going to sound like a a scratch record or something because every tattooer says the same shit, you know, or graffiti dudes. Like, you know, you were into skateboarding, you were into punk rock, you were into like a lot of the same things. So a lot of the same people end up in the same spots. You know what I mean?
You're
like,
absolutely
you know,
right. Like that's
always
that's
that
what,
shit.
That's what we because you know what that's
and
what
it's great.
But that's
you
what
know,
it is.
It's a great, you know, if you want to make your kid a creative, get him a skateboard. You know what I mean? Because then it kind of goes from there. You know, I was already like into art before that. But my brother was big into skateboarding, and I was big into drawing. So I'd look at all the magazines and California Cheapskates and all that shit that had all the
skate graphics.
Yeah. And
this was out in
Loved
Massachusetts?
That was in Massachusetts.
And
And
so
when I think
what-
when I started, maybe I started.
How was the skate scene out there?
It was cool.
Was it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
when
not way different than out here.
Yeah.
You know, out here you're cool if you skateboarded. Out there you were like a dickhead. Like nobody liked the skateboarders in school.
Shit.
They're all like fucking scumbags. Which is why I liked it.
And that
I
was
think.
you.
Yeah. That's why I liked it. I
Yeah.
think probably
So you were inspired by those early skateboard graphics
for sure.
So like
yeah,
the,
yeah, like
the
not
Santa
even ones I
Cruz
could-
and Pal
just
Peralta
all
stuff,
of them, dude.
and-
Like I'm trying to think of like. It was probably 8th grade where I was really into it, and it was like neighborhood and like just a lot of cool graphics. Just everything that was in the skateboard magazines at that time. And that whole period of time in the early 90s was just really cool. I thought, and that's like when I started getting into it, you know. And there was a lot of graffiti stuff that inspired me, and you know. But skateboarding for sure got me in there.
What graffiti stuff? Like what were you looking at?
Stuff in Boston. I mean, there was a ton of Boston graffiti writers that were awesome, you know. SP1. Actually, I think he's from New York, but he was in Boston. He was heavy in Boston. There's a ton of dudes, but it was all like the stuff I really liked was just like throw ups, going and seeing throw ups on the freeway. There's a lot of that. You got to go to like, you know, find some graffiti, you know, that was, you know, really had some time spent on it, which was kind of hard to find in the trestles and stuff like that. But yeah, I just like that, you know, dirty stuff, dirty graffiti.
Yeah.
It's cool. I thought it was cool.
So you have a really unique style, and it's unlike anything that I've seen or anybody out there. Like just your style, and I think, and I've probably said this before. When an artist truly arrives, is you can take a glance at their work and know exactly who it is, just because of their style or the content or whatever it is. And you're one of those dudes.
Oh, well, thank you.
So what do you think? What inspired you? What artist inspired you? And how did you come up with that?
You
that
know, last
style?
night I was thinking that because I knew you were going to ask that question. I was going to be like, I got to have a list of dudes that really. But there's a million of them from, you know, like Basil Wolverton, like old Mad Magazine stuff and just like vintage cartoon stuff. Tex Avery, you know, shit, there's so much. Early tattooers, a lot of that 90s stuff, the 90s skateboard stuff. I'm trying to think of names.
Mike Giant.
Mike Giant, of course. Yeah, for sure. Mike Giant. He was a little bit later on. Like, as I didn't really find Mike Giant till I was like, I'd see him in magazines, but I went to school down in Savannah in like 97. And that's when I first started fucking with the internet. Like, I didn't even see the internet before that, you know? I'd found him on Art Crimes there. And that's when I really started getting into his stuff. And I think that was probably around the time that he'd probably been tattooing for a little bit. So he started having like some tattooy stuff on his website. And like he was selling the zines for $5, you know?
Yeah. His collab zines that he was doing.
Oh my
right?
God. The coolest shit ever. So, but he was a little bit later. Like, he was like in high school. I probably didn't know who he was, or I did. Like, I'd seen he had a couple cool characters in some graffiti magazines, but I didn't find the internet until I went down to Savannah. And then once I found that, I was like, holy shit! This guy's
What were you doing?
killing it.
What were you doing? What kind of school were you going to in
I
Savannah?
went to art school.
Oh,
The
shit.
Savannah College of Art and Design.
There it is. That's dude. I sometimes I get tired of complimenting this dude because he'll post shit and I'm like, fuck, dude, this dude's a nut.
Weirdo.
Yeah, straight
Yeah,
weirdo.
weirdo.
And then going back to what you were saying about the magazines, because you're not just a visual nut. You're kind of like your fucking sense of humor and your just your personality's just it matches your artwork. You know, a lot because we've done some cool stuff together.
yeah,
We've
for sure.
done some cool little trips and hung out and did a bunch of cool shit.
Those were my real blackout days.
Yeah.
heavy drinking days.
I don't remember those at all. But maybe reading all those Mad magazines and looking at all that.
That was probably it. That was probably it. No, that was the booze, I think, at that point. But I don't know. Shit. I read a lot of comic books, cartoons, all that shit just kind of soaked in. I feel like I can see that with other artists. Like I can like look at some artist shit and be like, oh, this guy likes, I can see their inspirations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't pull them out of my own ass right now for myself, but I can see it in other people's shit. But yeah.
So did you graduate?
Yeah. I got a BFA in illustration.
So is there any place other than tattooing and what you're doing now where you'd like to, because I could easily see some of your characters becoming actual characters in a animated series or developing.
That. We did, my buddy Jay he's in LA. He'd written out this whole cartoon called Backwoods. Like
I remember that.
Years
ago.
They
were hip hop characters.
Yeah, they were
based on the Wu-Tang, right?
No, but there was an involvement for sure. But it was like it was basically just like animals that lived out in this part of the woods, and they're like criminals that were trying to live in this like alternate little area to not get busted and whatever. But we had Ghostface did the theme song for it, and Ghostface Killah Priest did the theme song so long ago now. I don't remember a lot of the shit.
It was like 10 years ago.
At least. It might even be more than that.
I remember that.
But it gained a lot of traction, and then nothing happened. I thought for sure once Wu-Tang got involved, I was like, fuck it, we're gonna kill it.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that. But there's a possibility that you could do other characters, other sorts of.
Yeah,
but
would
you want to see that? Like, besides, because I know you tattoo your ass off. Like that's you just that's.
I tattoo a lot. But yeah, I'm always trying to do something different. I'm always down to do something different. But
was
I
that kind of
how to get into that?
A vision? Like, is that something? What's the ultimate for you with your art?
Retirement. Try to retire.
Well, that's where we're all trying to go. But I mean, with your art, like,
I don't know. I don't know if I have like an end game with it. Like doing the Benchwarmers stuff has been super fun. So I'm making a lot of weird shit with that. Making some wallpaper, so that's cool.
Oh hell yeah!
Which has been fun. You need some wallpaper in here?
Run through that wall right there.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
I'll get you set up.
There it is.
But I don't know if I have like a thing in the future that I'm trying to necessarily do. Like, I'm sure I'll be tattooing until they kick me out of my chair into my grave. But I don't know. I mean, I'm down to do all kinds of shit. But the cartoon would be sick, but I don't know how to even. I'm not going to write a cartoon,
Yeah.
Like I kind of had the perfect deal with these dudes.
I think you probably could.
I might be able to.
I think you can.
Hold on one second.
Don't let that light fall on your head, though.
Shit.
You'll be okay.
I gotta wipe my sweat. I told you. I'm a sweaty dude.
So,
2 masks.
What? What do you got?
You forgot your ring? Oh, there it is.
There we go.
All right. So you and I have. Sorry, Johnny, but I just cut him off. You see, that was bad. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, go for it.
I know you. You don't smoke weed.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't because it had a weird effect on you.
No, I don't smoke a lot of weed, but I smoke weed. I think you have to if you live in California.
Yeah, but I remember when you hang out, like you wouldn't smoke it because it would it would get you like
no,
give
you're
you anxiety
right.
and stuff.
Back then, I was mostly drinking too much, and I don't mix the two.
Okay, yeah, I remember that part.
The crossfade's not good.
Yeah, we've got some pretty,
but I do smoke some weed.
Cool stories.
Not a shitload, but I do.
Yeah. Remember, we won't talk about the whole story, but when we were with Woodgrain James and Anthony,
I do remember.
Remember that night?
I do remember that night.
We'll just leave that.
I was going to say,
we'll just leave that one there.
No,
we'll just leave that one there. That was a good time.
That was a great time.
That was
we had a lot of fun back in those days.
Yeah. So you said punk rock.
Punk rock, yeah. Well, I grew up with like hardcore mostly, but like hardcore punk rock, same kind of shit. But Boston had a huge hardcore scene back in the day, and they still probably do. I'm just completely like out of it. Like I don't follow a lot of it. I listen to some of it, but like hardcore music from the 90s, Boston, New York, all kinds of shit. But Boston had a huge scene. There was like hardcore shows. Like we were going to a couple of them a week, and they were violent.
Yeah, so there's a DMS in Boston too, right?
Yeah, they're different letter group.
Yeah,
FSU.
Yeah. And so there's like rivalries between some of these hardcore dudes.
Dudes are gnarly.
Yeah, I know.
I was never.
I've heard about it.
I was just always a dude. Like I never had I mean, I wasn't.
I mean,
shout
out to DMS because those are my boys in New York.
Yeah.
But I know those are some hardcore dudes.
All these dudes are hardcore dudes.
Yeah. And because I've heard of some of the rivalries that go on within this hardcore scene.
It's like watching two professional football teams beat the shit out of each other.
So you've seen some of that shit?
Yeah, I've seen some.
No, because I've heard it was Boston and New York. That's
Boston,
where the rivalry was, right?
So if you went to a New York hardcore show in Boston, like if one of their bands were playing, like a New York band was playing, you would see there'd be an ambulance waiting in the parking lot for sure.
No way.
You'd be in line for the show and there'd be an ambulance in the parking lot. The people are getting hurt. This dude's
a lot of Irish dudes.
I mean, shit. I mean, Boston's everybody's Irish in Boston.
Yeah.
Or they say they are.
Yeah.
And they're all fucking related to, what's his name? The Irish mafia dude, Whitey Bulger.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's.
Or Marky Mark.
Probably. I'm sure they said it at one point. Everybody does because they think he's a badass dude. But, yeah, Boston's full. There's a lot of people fought all the time back there. So whenever you go to a hardcore show, people are beating the shit out of each other. It's fun.
So from Savannah, did you go back to Boston?
No. I mean, I've been back to visit, but I never go back. I haven't been back there in 10 years at least. So I'd like to. I just don't. Whenever I travel, my parents live in Atlanta, so if I'm making, if I'm traveling, I'm going to I've been to Montreal a few times for conventions, and I don't know.
That Montreal convention,
I'm gonna get out of the country. It's super dope.
Montreal's beautiful.
It's the greatest. I love that city.
It really is.
I'd live there if it didn't snow like crazy.
Parts of it look like old Paris, or
it looks
like
old Montreal.
It looks like France.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's super nice. But then the convention's dope, and the whole city's just dope. It's sick. But yeah, if I'm going on vacation, I'm not going to go back to. I mean, not that I'm not going to go back to Boston, but I'm going to pick something out, some of the shit I haven't seen. You know what I mean? And since none of my family lives there anymore, it's not like a necessity to go back. So.
Yeah, how'd you end up out here then in San Diego?
I was living in Atlanta, so I went from Savannah to Atlanta for a couple years. My parents are in Atlanta. My ex-wife and I my ex-girlfriend that became my ex-wife. She became my wife in Atlanta, and then my ex-wife out here in San Diego. But we lived in Atlanta for a couple years and just weren't feeling it, and we were just like, we need to get the fuck out of here. And we were both. She was a painter, and I was a tattooer, and tried to do some art stuff, and we just knew that the West Coast is where that shit was. It's like L.A., or New York, which I would have loved New York too, but we wanted to go out, get it away, go out. So we flew into San Diego. We rented a car. We drove up the coast and checked out all the cities, and we knew LA we didn't want to do just out of the gate. San Francisco was the one that we really wanted, just because San Francisco had all the art shit going on at that time. I mean, it still does have a lot of it, but we looked into renting. We went there for 2 days. And we're like, this is it. And then we looked at some rental shit in there, and it was like $900.
The prices
yeah. I mean, it was like $900 for a actual closet in somebody's apartment, and I was like, holy shit, that's almost twice what we're paying in Atlanta. Yeah, that wasn't it. So San Diego was default, and I'm glad we ended up here.
Right.
I love it here. Yeah,
it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I know that
I'm never leaving.
That's I hope not.
I'm trying not to.
I hope not.
Shit, as long as I can afford it.
I know that when we would drive to Vegas to these shows, you and I would have these battles.
Oh, yeah.
We would plug in our phones and we'd switch the chords. Okay, I got something for that. Yeah. And then you would hit me to a lot of hip hop that I hadn't known.
Yeah.
And but you were really into hip hop. You would dig. Sure. You were kind of I mean, if there's anybody that's kind of does that kind of stuff is Isaac. Mm-hmm. That kid digs and he tries to find the next shit.
Yeah.
My son Isaac. Or try to find the coolest shit. But you got really into hip hop, huh?
Yeah, that was the first music I ever was really into. My first tape I ever bought, I want to say my first tape I ever bought was straight out of Compton, with my own money, or some shit.
I'm gonna call you on
Bismarcky.
Nope.
What was it?
It was Digital Underground.
Oh, Digital Underground. No, it was. Yeah, the single. For Humpty Hump.
That's right.
I think that's right. Yeah, I did post that, huh?
Yep.
Maybe I lied.
I got you, dude. Why do you?
Which was the
because it was the artwork.
I think it was
because the artwork.
It was the drawing that was on there. It was super dope. I forgot who did that, but yeah, I mean that was some of my first shit. NWA was. I remember getting my brother. I got him in trouble for a Dead Kennedys tape one time when I was little. I was real little, and my mom and her friend were talking about something in the kitchen or whatever. And they said the word drunk. And I was like, too drunk to fuck. And my mom was just like, what?
How old were you?
Who knows? Like, old, like young enough to not know that was going to be a fucking problem. You know? Yeah. So, she made me go fuck. She's like, oh, what is that? And I told her, I was like, oh, it's dead Kennedys. They're fucking sick. Like, I knew what it was or some shit. Like, I was trying to be cool to my mom or something.
Shout out to your mom, dude.
Shout out to my mom.
That's right.
She may listen to this. She'll get to that part where I, talked about smoking weed and be like, that's enough. I don't want to listen anymore. That's garbage. But whatever. So she made me go get the tape and I brought it to her and she's like, cool. And then took it from my brother. He whooped my ass for that one. And then, I think, when Christmas came by and I got like $10 from a grandparent or something like that and went to the store, or like maybe it was like 20 I even got. Cause I remember I got 2 tapes and I was like, what do I get? Asking him. He's like, you need this NWA Straight Outta Compton. You need this 24/7 Spies. And he wasn't into rap music back then. 24/7 Spies was like a punk rock group, but they looked like, it was like some black dudes. So it looked like, he's like, this dummy's going to think this is a fucking rap.
Was it kind of had a ska element to it?
Possibly. I can't even really remember it, to be honest with you. But, so he took that immediately. And then like a day later, he told my mom I had an NWA tape and she listened to it. He got me back.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That was intentional.
He's just like, here, blow all your money. You think you're cool? Fuck you. So
shout out to your brother.
Shout out to Aaron fucking Hathorn, that asshole.
I met him. He lived right here with you, didn't he?
He used to live in the compound.
Yeah, I remember that.
The old compound.
Yeah, you and Peeps.
30. Yeah, with Peeps. He was just here not that long ago.
Dude, I miss Peeps.
We'll be back soon next time he comes. You got to interview that fool.
Dude, I'm down. Oh, my God. Dude, we should have got both you guys together. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Is he still at Gorin Brothers? He's still going to be the lifer there. He fits that company so perfect.
Yeah, they love him there. And they should.
Dude, everybody loves Peeps.
You remember when he got that job and I was just like, I remember he was working at Guru for a little bit. I was like, dog, you need a job where you're selling some shit. And he went down there to Gorin. I mean, not that I told him to go to Gorin. I had nothing to do with this. I was just like, you ought to be doing something else,
Yeah.
And he's good, man. He's like natural at it because he talks to people and cares about them and shit, which is not
I met some
found
really cool
often in the sales community.
Met some really cool people through you. Him, Peeps, and Nico's like that.
Oh, you met Nico through me? You didn't know before?
Yeah, nah. I don't think so, dude. I'm pretty sure I met Nico through you. He's got that big piece in the building.
Yeah.
But so the hip hop thing, I know.
Strange dudes too, like the weirdest cats. I'm glad I got to introduce you to the weirdest dudes.
Because you're so normal.
Yeah, right? I am now, I think.
We are.
Yeah.
What about, I know from your hip hop stuff, you were the first person, I think, to introduce me to Action Bronson.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I heard him, early. I think my brother posted some shit and it just was funny. So, I was into that. I mean, I still listen to Action Bronson.
But you actually tattooed him?
I tattooed him, forever ago, too. That was probably like 8 years ago or something.
It's probably tattoo shrunk a lot.
It might have, or it's bigger. He's fucking diesel
he's
now.
Yoked, dude. I seen him in New York the other day. He posted, Muggs posted something. They were out riding bikes or doing something cool.
Yeah.
So, and you did an album cover? Or what was that?
It was like for a single
cover.
Easy Rider.
Yeah. It was like a gorilla or something, right?
No, it was like
what was it?
Is it not in your notes over there?
Come on, man. I don't have any notes. Look, my notes. We'll
you don't need to know everything about me.
I do.
That was like a skeleton riding a motorcycle.
See?
But yeah, it was a while ago. It was a long time ago.
Gorilla skeleton, though.
It was a gorilla skeleton. You're right.
Chimpanzee.
You know what I mean? So, wait, hold on. Where am I?
Oh, shit. I fucked up.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Yeah, you fucked up my list. So I know what you like. So
okay,
your fatherhood, being a dad.
Oh yeah, it's the best shit ever.
Tell me about that.
I have a kid. She's 5. Her name's Charlie. She's smart, cute. She's all the cool shit.
Like her mom?
Yeah, exactly like her mom. Nothing like me, for sure. You couldn't wait to tell that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But no, she's awesome, and I mean, I guess back when you knew me, the last thing on my mind would have been to have a kid, right?
Yeah,
You'd have been like, this dude probably shouldn't have a kid. But,
he was a mind reader too.
What's that?
Nothing. That was some mind reading shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I met my wife and we were together for a little while and we moved in together and I knew she wanted to have a kid and I was like, yeah, I'm down for that. Like let's give it a couple of years or a year or two. I'm getting old, so let's do it sooner than later. But let's have a year at least of living together to like go do some shit. And nope, we had like a month, like not to pass the goal of a month. And yeah, so she got pregnant pretty quick, and it's been crazy, as it is for everybody that has a kid. You know,
Yeah.
super fun. She's crazy. A lot of trying times. And
Devotes a
whatever.
lot. It takes a lot of your time. Dude,
Yeah.
I know you devote a lot of
purpose,
time to
yeah.
her, and it looks like you're a pretty good dad.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best. You know, I almost didn't come here today. And she just started school. So she's on day 4 of kindergarten. So that's why I pick her up today and come on in here.
Dope.
But yeah, she's the
How,
best.
how was her first day? Was she cool or like
Cool
crying?
as a cucumber, dude.
Oh, that's
you
good.
know, we had her in preschool, pre-COVID or whatever, and she was having a tough time with that. But that was also like a year and a half ago, and she was like 3, you know.
Yeah.
So she was. I finally got her. We got her to the point where she stopped crying when we dropped her off, and then we took her out, and then now she spent the last year and a half with us. And my wife was, you know, nervous and all this shit, and she still is, but. I was like, she's going to run the fuck away from us the second we get there. She's going to be like, peace
Yeah.
out. And she sure did. I mean,
Did she?
we got there and, you know, the first day they let you go in and take a picture with them and whatever. And we went in, sat her down the desk and took a picture and we're like, see you later. And she was like, later. Like, didn't give a shit. She was ready.
Dope.
I mean, now she has little moments during the day where she gets sad and shit. But I mean, it's day 4.
Yeah.
It's going to go away, I assume. But yeah, it's the best.
And besides that, so you're tattooing how many days a week now?
I'm doing 5. So pre-Rona, I was doing 4, 2 a day. Then post-Rona, not post, I mean, not the word post it, but after, you know, they opened shit back up or whatever, I was doing 5 days a week, just 1 a days. Then now I'm doing 5 days a week, 2 a days. We're getting a pool, dog.
We're getting a pool.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah.
That's
I just got the
thing.
coping and shit and towels on. So
That's how I did it too. Like that was my goal. Like I was gonna get a pool. Like
Yeah.
I had the pad. I was like that was the vision, and I thought once I get a pool, I'm set.
I've
I'm done.
made it.
Like I don't need anything else. I'm good.
From now on, I think we're just going to sell the house and buy a new house that has a pool.
Yeah.
Or if we go back in time, I'd just be like, just go get a different house. So you don't have to wait for it.
Yeah, you getting close?
Yeah, hopefully we get in the next few weeks. And
Oh shit.
I was watching the news today. They're talking about that drought, and I was like, they're putting all this
Dude,
crazy
you
shit
don't
in the
even
drought.
want to
and
know
they're
what my water bill looks like.
Dude,
Because
yeah.
that
Oh,
shit
the-
evaporates.
Yeah.
Like every week I got to put water in the
shit.
pool. And you got to let the hose run for like an hour and a half, 2 hours,
fuck.
at least an hour and a half or 2
Oh.
hours just to get it
Okay.
like, and that shit is,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that part later.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
here's the question.
People at home don't want to hear about our
Yeah, whatever.
Our,
Finan-
pools.
our
They're like,
financial.
dude, let's listen to these 2 assholes talk about their pools.
fucking pool. No, let's talk about Honky Kong. How'd
Okay.
you get that? Like people, because when we did it, we had a real quick thing where you and I did this brand, did Honky Kong.
How quick was that?
It was pretty quick, like a year maybe.
Was it only a year?
Maybe more, but
Okay.
that was kind of the Honky Kong thing. We would get feedback. And how did you, I'm sure people want to know Honky Kong, like where did you get that name? And you were the one that told me,
I didn't
well,
wanna
no, I
use it.
think I knew where Honky came from.
Prison.
Not in regards to your name, but prison.
Psych.
But where that whole word came from. Can you, because there's probably a lot of people out there that heard honky in regards to what people call white people. But where did that word come from, and how did you get your name?
Super uninteresting.
No,
that's
it
why
is.
I said prison. No, that sounds cooler. No, really, honky is a slang term for a white person. I mean, it's technically a racist term for a white person. I don't think any white people are offended by it.
Right.
But because of that, I can't promote anything on Instagram now. Instagram won't promote anything for me because I have the word honky in my fucking name.
What?
But whatever. I'll get rid of it. I've been trying to get rid of Honkey Kong for fucking ever. But
I like it.
I know you do, because I remember when we started doing the shit, I was like, I gotta
loved
come
it.
out. You're like, you want to do a clothing line? I was like, yeah, what are we gonna name it? And you were like, if it's not Honky Kong, I don't want to fuck with it. And I was like, damn, all right. It's like that.
I thought it was cool.
I was like, it's divisive, dude. Like, how many, you know, black kids or Mexican kids gonna go into a store and buy that shirt that says honky on
Yeah.
it? Probably 0. But we didn't put honky on it. We barely put it on
HK.
anything. Yeah, it was just HK.
Just a bunch of HKs.
But anyways, I got it just because in the early 90s, the early 2000s, every tattooer had a website. And it was always like, you know, it'd be like adamhathorn.com or whatever. And one of my favorite tattooers at the time and presently, still one of my favorite dudes, is a guy named Dave Fox. He was in a band called Bad Luck Riot 13 Extravaganza. and they were kind of like Gwar, but like mixed with backyard wrestling and like hardcore music. It was sick. And still had like characters, kind of like Gwar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And his character's name was Dr. Evil Balls. So he had drevilballs.com, which he's like, he'll probably, I mean,
have you drawn a Dr. Evil Balls character?
No, I'm not. I probably should. He's done all that. He was Dr. Evil Balls. If he ever listened to this podcast, he'd be like, I wish you didn't bring that up. But he no longer has Dr. Evil Balls as his website. He has Dave Fox Tattoos, which is kind of like, the same thing with the Honkey Kong shit. I'm just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's cool, but whatever.
It's like emails back in the day. You'd have some random ass thing.
So you called yourself that?
No, yeah. So, well, sort of. I was looking for a website name that people would remember instead of like it just being Adam Hathorn tattoo. That's boring.
Boring as fuck.
And my brain's super boring. This is mayonnaise boring. But my brother built my first website, and I was trying to figure it out with him, like what we should call it. And he had a dude in college that called him Honkey Kong. So technically, my brother's Honkey Kong. And it was like, we had to like just trying to come up with a bunch of different names. Right. And the second he said it, I was like, that's it. Honkey Kong is it. I love it.
Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong. So didn't the word honky derive from that's what mostly black people called white dudes that would call on black girls because they'd pull up to the pad, they would honk.
Oh, that I don't know.
I heard that. If anybody knows, you could DM me. Let me know.
I think I've heard.
So people would pull up
honky,
and they would honk to get the girl to come out. They wouldn't come to the door.
Oh, no shit.
So that dude was called a honky because
I never heard that one.
Yeah.
No, never heard that one.
Yeah.
But
maybe I did hear that. I don't know if I heard it or I read it.
Yeah, maybe
but
so.
that's
you think I would know?
Yeah. That's why I asked.
Should I Google that while we're discussing something?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know. I don't know exactly where it came from, but I just thought it sounded funny.
Yeah, and it's a fun name and it goes with your characters and your drawings and your art. I can't say enough about. And if anybody's listening to this, go have a look at it's at Honkey Kong
the ER
Honkey Kong
because my Instagram got deleted like 6 years ago, so I couldn't get Honkey Kong again. So I just put I didn't know what else.
Yeah, so someone, for example, someone could say, "Hey, I want a character that looks like a skateboarder cholo penguin with chicken's feet and wearing
with a shank,
and a top hat and I know, but you combine all these different and you probably already drew that in your head just about while I was saying it. It was probably
I think
just
I drew it in real life. I think I did tattoo. I tattooed a cholo penguin before. Done a lot of cholo things for a white dude, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of people like cholo stuff.
Yeah.
Like I always say, white people love Mexican stuff.
Yeah,
they do,
and vice versa. But so then you've got Big Trouble.
Big Trouble, yeah,
dude. You've got some talent in Big Trouble,
better
bro.
than me,
dude.
So good.
E knows them.
Kills it,
dude.
All those dudes do,
dude. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Is Chong still there?
Chong's still there. I'm not letting him go.
No,
he can never leave.
I wouldn't either.
I'll lock him in the back or something.
It's probably one of the baddest, if not the baddest, tattoo shop in San Diego.
I would say we got lucky. I don't know if we got lucky, but we
people wanted to work with you, dude. Yeah. I think it's because you provide entertainment on the on the daily.
I mean, if you ever interview Eno, he'll tell you the exact opposite. He works the exact opposite days that I do.
Yeah.
And I just tell the same stories all the time. But no, we love Eno's the one who had the idea to open the shop, and I kind of was like never wanted to open it. I never wanted to own a tattoo shop. Just it didn't sound appealing to me. But he'd brought it up. He was having a kid, and I already had one. Charlie was a real little baby, and I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'll take a look. Like, let's look around, I guess, at least. The first place we looked at was the first place we got. Before you knew it, we were in a 5-year agreement. And I was like, shit.
It's a great location.
It's great. Yeah. We're right in the dead center at North Park pretty much. And we're upstairs.
You've got the perfect view out the window
of full Tweaker City. It's cool.
Is it?
Maybe not. I mean, I say that, but I did just
park compared to here.
Not compared to here. Do you remember taking pictures of Eno in front of that? I think we had Eno modeling so much.
Peeps.
I was at Peeps in front of that the porta potty you had across the street.
Yeah, that was Peeps.
And like 8 people slunk out of that thing and made a photo, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, that
It's like a clown
and
car of porta potties.
You did this photo shoot for Honky Kong where you put you drew faces on the paper bags, and then you put the paper bags. And I wanted to bite that a couple times, but I just haven't
ever remember that I did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I'll call you out on the Instagram post and shit.
No, it's cool.
No, it's cool.
So when you open Big Trouble,
yeah. So it's my business partner.
and who's in there?
We got Tom Haubrick. I'm trying to think of them in order of the way they came there because we just recently lost a couple dudes during the shutdowns. They died. Psych. They're dead to me. They're dead to me. No. So we lost a couple dudes. So we gained a couple dudes. So as far as in order, it'd be Tom, then Chong, I think. Yeah, Tom, Chong, Gustavo, Aiden, and Luis. Fuck. I feel like I'm on the spot now. Hopefully
You
I
are.
don't miss anybody.
Forget people. Yeah,
They're going to be like, I
whatever.
quit. Fuck you, Adam. But yeah, we got a great group of dudes. It's like, whenever somebody does leave, we get a new dude in there that comes by that's like, they're all like eccentric cats, that all have different styles. And that's kind of always what I wanted. I didn't want to have a shop where everybody does the exact same shit.
I think you have one of those shops where people want a tattoo.
Yeah, like if people are coming in for somebody, it's like, they're only going to get we all tattoo a lot of the same people too, but they're trying to get one specific thing from one dude because that dude does what, like each dude's going to do something way different with the same idea,
What is that board? So you have this thing in your shop that I've never seen
shoot.
anybody do. Do people?
I thought I was being original with that, and I saw
thought
online this other dude that I follow has been doing it for like 10 years. So whatever, I don't think he cares.
So how does it
But
work?
I saw there's several people doing it, but basically, I just made a flash page of weird heads,
a flash wall, kind of, right?
Yeah, it's not even that big, to be honest with you. It's like the size of a door, and you can you shoot Nerf gun darts at it. That's how you pick your tattoo. And people do it all the time.
So they don't know what to get, and they usually stick with whatever they hit.
If I'm really real about it, there are people that think they're coming in and being like real off the cuff, like I'm wild, I'm going to do it. But they see something on there they want, and they'll just be like, "Oh man, I'm so close." I'll be like, "Okay, you can take another shot at it." So like, I don't want to force you to get some shit you don't want, but you're also not being that spontaneous at that time.
They're aiming at stuff that
I've had a couple people that close their eyes and shoot at it, and they'll just get whatever. So those are your real spontaneous people.
Yeah,
we have a get what you get machine, like everybody's got to, that you can do that shit. But usually people they'll keep, it's like $200 for the get what you get machine, and they'll get something. They'll be like, okay, can I roll again? And you're like, yes, $20 to roll, like per extra roll. You're not, that's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then next thing you know, they spend an extra $100 and then they go back and they're like, oh shit. They don't want any of them.
Yeah. But there was a machine too.
That's what I'm talking about.
So you have
like
the
a
machine,
gumball machine.
You have the gumball machine and the dart shoot
thing. Yeah.
That you shoot.
The gumball machine is one that's in like every
just because
tattoo
people are so
shop's
indecisive.
It's like a tattoo casino.
Yeah, it's like a little gimmick to get people to come in. It's like come in and get weird, bro.
Yeah.
Live a little.
Yeah. Loosen up. Get something random.
And then there's Benchwarmers.
Benchwarmers, yes. That was, Benchwarmers been cracking for a little bit over a year now.
Benchwarmers it does some real sick shit.
Thanks.
Like you've got some really cool stuff that you've released. Those, they're like, feel like silky, satiny, what do you call those? Bandana, handkerchief things?
Yeah, I made a bunch of bandanas over.
But no one wants to use them as bandanas. They usually hang them on the wall, or they put them like as a table thing or something.
Yeah.
Is that part of Benchwarmers, or is that Honky Kong?
I was going to start Benchwarmers as just like t-shirts and stuff because I always like mascots, and like I was going to make just a bunch of like weird mascot shirts for fake teams or something. And then the Rona came around right as I was fucking with it a little bit before the Rona and made a couple hats just with like the rat logo character or whatever. Mm-hmm. Then the Rona hit, and I'd been making a lot of patterns at that time because I'd started fucking with some wallpaper or whatever. So I was like, shit, what else can I put this stuff on? So I was like, I put it on bandanas. I'd made bandanas in the past and like silk scarves and all kinds of shit.
Sell out real quick, huh?
Yeah, that they were. Especially, so I made some silk scarves pre-Rona. Just because I was trying to find things to put these things on that, like, maybe girls would like or whatever, and they sold pretty good. But then once the Rona hit, dude, it was like I couldn't keep anything. Like everything, once I would drop it, it'd be gone. Just because everybody got all this free money from the government.
Yeah,
they're stuck at home, can't go out and, you know, spend $200 at a bar in a night or whatever. So they're like just sitting at home drinking probably and shopping on the internet.
And I think that's what people did because we actually experienced like a boom there too. Because I think people were at home looking at shopping and looking at websites and shit that they liked, and then they would just start buying shit. You know?
It was great. I mean, it's still cracking, but it's not like it was in the middle of that.
So you do bucket hats, button shirts.
I just got the
you do
bucket samples in today.
all kinds of stuff.
I should have brought the bucket sample in to show you.
You do all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah, I've been just making all kinds of weird shit. Like button downs and stuff have been fun. Jackets. I got some new jackets coming.
Who does that? You and your wife or
just me?
Just
no.
you?
Let me take that back. Not just me.
Oh, God.
Let me not get in trouble here. My buddy Mike Knife is a huge part of the Benchwarmers. I guess I was thinking between me and my wife. Yeah. But no, she's too busy. Like she works nonstop. But my buddy Mike Knife, he does all the web stuff and he does all the shipping. If I had to do any of that shit, I would never do it. It's such a, you know, massive task.
Yeah, I've heard that kind of
deals.
that
Have you heard that?
kind of
oh
sucks,
shit! Should I say that out loud so you feel like you need to give somebody a raise around it?
I just heard that. I mean, I've been doing it for so long. It's just it is a pain in the ass. Yeah. But what you're doing looks really cool, man.
Thanks.
It's like unique and it looks like you're having fun
a blast
with it.
with it.
You just did like a king one.
Yeah, the button downs are coming. I'll get you one.
King is like
hanging himself.
Yeah,
or he's not hanging himself. Somebody's hanging him probably. I don't know. It's left up to interpretation. He could be killing himself. He could be getting killed. I don't know. He's probably getting killed because he has an anvil tied to his feet to make it really.
And these ideas and these situations, because that's kind of a whole scene, just kind of pop in your head.
Yeah.
Just randomly.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I think that there's a lot of themes that have been consistent in my artwork throughout time that I've probably drawn a dead king like 1,000 times, or you know, I've drawn dead kings. I don't know why. It's like it's like a fucking I never had to deal with a king in my life, but you know, it's probably just some sort of anti-authority sort of positioning in my head, you know, of old skateboard shit. You know, like remember that old was it Jim Theobald?
But dude, you're way beyond that. Like you took that as maybe inspiration, but the amount of work that you've done and your body of work is probably 10 times what any skateboard company's done.
Oh, well,
wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you just handed me a book, and I didn't even want to crack it open yet because I'm gonna look at that thing slowly, like that. Because, dude, because I don't know. Like when I look at your stuff, I'm like, how the fuck did he come up with this? But I have one for you. We talked about it. And it's been done before. It's kind of like a cross between the Japanese traditional Japanese samurai stuff mixed with the homeboy.
Yeah.
Like some stuff. There's some dudes that do it real nice
for sure. And I don't know, just because I'm being put on the spot, I forget dude's name, but he's super ill. Does that stuff. He did like he was part of the.
He did. Ben Grillo's got a nice one on his.
Ben Grillo's back done by the dude.
So does Carlos Macias. Macias. He has one, but I've seen different artists do that sort of thing, and that's
ill. That dude's super ill.
Yeah,
I've totally blown his name now, which is weird. He's one of my faves, but whatever. I'll kick myself in the ass for it later. I'll blame that on the Rona.
Yeah.
The Rona ate part of my brain when I got it.
So what's next? Like what are you?
I'm trying to keep cracking with this Benchwarmer stuff and see if I, see how far I can take it. Like I'm making all kinds of shit. So I'm making a lot of button downs and things I can put patterns on are cool because it's, a little bit different. So
and laying out the patterns is hard.
It is. My wife is the one that she wanted some wallpaper for our bathroom, which we just got put in there. So like 2 years ago, and we looked at a bunch of designs and I was like, this is cool, but this part of it sucks, blah, blah. So I was like, fuck it, you can make wallpaper. I'm sure somebody can make wallpaper for us. So I just figured out how to make a tessellation, which is just like a repeating pattern of stuff.
A tessellation.
That's a new word.
That's what
I've never heard
MC
that.
Escher did.
Tessellation.
That's what
We're gonna
MC Escher did.
tessellate.
Why can't we just say
Pause
pattern?
it over?
No. What is? What's?
I thought he was like, we need to wrap this shit up.
Tessellation is.
Tessellation is just like a repeating pattern. Like MC Escher did tessellations.
Oh yeah, he went to art
Sort
school.
of like
You know
on the
who
weekends.
Escher is. Come on.
Yeah, of course I know Escher is, of course. Yeah.
But I did go to art school. You're right.
Yeah.
But whatever. I figured out how to do that shit, and so I started making patterns and shit. And I made this one pattern that's on, it's wallpaper currently in a super sick restaurant here in San Diego in Little Italy.
Wow.
So whatever. I was trying to figure shit out one day. I was drawing this cockroach pattern. It was like a cockroach in a coffin with strawberries around it, making a pattern. And my wife walked by. And she's
See
like,
what I mean? See what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
see exactly.
I'll explain it to you in a second.
yeah, okay.
Shut the fuck up and listen to me.
right.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's all right.
But so whatever, she walked by and she's like, "That's gross. Like, what are you drawing?" You know, and I was like, "I'm just trying to figure out this patterning shit, whatever."
This tessellation or whatever.
Yeah. And she's like, "Well, why don't you draw something people are gonna want?" You know, she's like, "That's gross. You know, like who's gonna want that?" And I finished up the pattern. I put it online and I got hit up. You know, Dane Danner?
I don't know if I do.
He's dope. He's like the main artist for Consortium Holdings dudes.
Okay.
They own all the crazy spots.
Well, I'll
around.
have to look into it. Yeah.
Yeah, super dope.
Oh, okay. I know Consortium Holdings.
Yeah. They own like all the crazy shit. Born and raised, all that.
Yeah. I think JoJo used to work for them.
Yeah, probably. I think so. So they have a breakfast spot called Morning Glory in Little Italy. And whatever, they hit me up and they wanted that
Oh, is
pattern.
that upstairs?
Yeah, it's dope.
It's kind of
Food's
real
really good.
bright.
Sick.
Yeah.
Like all their shit's sick. They
I've
always got
seen
weird
it.
shit.
Uh-huh.
So they hit me up and wanted that pattern. And I was like, get out of here. You want it for your restaurant?
With cockroaches.
Yeah, with cockroaches. Yeah. It's in there. It's in there and it's in their spot. They got a spot down.
So where did the
down here called
strawberries
Jay
come
and Tony's.
from?
Oh, because it was, I always had the idea in my head because it was just a play on Scarface when he says, bury those fucking cockroaches. Like bury like a strawberry. But I mean, you know, it's like
That's
the cockroaches in the
word
fucking
connection out there,
yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. What'd your wife say about them picking up that pattern?
I mean, she thought it was cool. She didn't think it was that cool that I had to like rub it in her face and be like, "See, look who wanted it. Check me out now."
Wait, but
Don't ever tell me what to
You
draw.
see what I'm talking about? How his head works?
Yeah.
Barry. So who do you think's gonna look at that pattern?
Nobody.
And
Nobody's gonna. If anybody picks Scarface quote out of that, then that's weird. But whatever. It was just. I don't know why I always had it in my head like a cockroach in a coffin and some berries. I think I just went strawberry because they're more obviously a berry than like a blackberry. I don't know. Just went strawberries. But yeah, that's where that came from.
So what do you think the most? And this is a tough one.
Okay,
All right.
lay it on me.
So which is the most far out crazy tattoo or drawing, like shit. Combination of shit? Because like I just said a little while ago, people will throw. I look at some of your shit and there's like 12 things going on here in one fucking
Cluttered
character.
compositions.
Yeah. What do you call them?
Cluttered composition.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
just there's a lot of shit,
we'll call it a
shit,
cluttered
yeah.
composition character. A cluttered composition character. Let's
Triple C.
we'll call it that.
Yeah,
so,
easier.
which one sticks out in your head? Come on.
I don't even know. I do a lot. I mean, I guess I do a lot of things where people.
Okay, well, which one did you
Well,
enjoy that's kind of a cluttered composition character?
I don't know, dude. You should have asked me that one. Told me to think about that one yesterday. I really don't know. I do so much of the like. Everything I do is pretty character based, right? It's like, you know, for a long time it was like if you know you fuck together an elephant and a zebra, or we know like it was all that kind of shit for a long time, where it's just like a couple animals kind of together or mismatches of that. But I've done so much of that shit. I can't even. I mean, I can barely remember what I did last week, so it's tough, you know. Like, you know,
Do you
there's a lot of
dream
shit.
this shit up?
No, my dreams are fucking. When I remember them, they're just shitty. They're just like, you know.
Where the fuck
like-
does it come from?
I don't know. I don't do drugs either, really. I mean, I smoke a little bit of weed here and there, but I've never done drugs in my life. I've
So
never.
how does it start? So somebody comes in and says they
Oh,
want
the tattoo shit for sure. They
particular,
just come in and
and then you throw all kinds of like grenades and
I'll throw some shit in there
berries on them or
sometimes.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Strawberries or whatever. Yeah, usually people have a pretty good idea what they want, and like we'll talk it back and forth. And be
Yeah.
like, what about this? What about that? But for the most part, people just give me an idea. A lot of people want you to do whatever. They'll be like, you know, you can just do whatever you want, and I'm like, I'm not playing that, because they don't really. That's not really what they want. They want something they've already seen you do, and it's like. So for a while, when I get that, I would drop whatever I wanted. Then I would drop like a fucking monkey head with its eyeballs shooting out of its head or something, because that's what they really fucking wanted. They wanted that same shit.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's not me complaining.
Yeah.
Like, I will do gorilla heads with their eyeballs shooting out for the rest of my life and be happy. But I would rather people just be like, hey, here's what I want, instead of being like, draw whatever you want. Then you draw it and you're like, you can tell they're just like, and then you're like, you don't have to get it, dude, but you also could have told me what the fuck you want.
Yeah, you wasted time.
Yeah, you just wasted
have
time.
more pressure too.
So people don't really want you to do whatever you want. They want you to do that. They want you to crawl in their head and see that thing that they saw you tattoo before. That made them like you, But that's cool too. I'm down to do all that stuff. I just,
Yeah, people coming in from all over the place to get tattooed now.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. Super lucky.
But it looks to me like there's fun in it all. Like
It is.
all your shit.
If I'm not
looks like
having fun with it, I'm not doing it.
You are one of those artists that looks like everything that you draw that it looks. Some of them are just funny, far out, fucked up, funky, whatever. Falling into one of those categories.
You just had to say another F, didn't you?
I'm
falling into another fucking
category. But they look like you're having a blast, dude.
Which luckily with that, with doing the stuff that I do, it's just all funny. It's usually funny or like weird or whatever. So I get funny, weird people. I don't get people coming in that are like, like I'm not doing like some very serious black and gray and shit like that where I'm doing somebody's grandma that's passed away or some shit. And then they come in and they're like somber and sad and shit. And I don't get serious ass motherfucker. People come in and they're just like, "What's up?"
No, I've seen you do.
I just had 2
I've seen you
beers
do
with
like
some donuts and I'm ready to party and
Virgin
shit,
Marys and Jesus and all kinds of your interpretation of
For
all
sure.
these classical kind
I'm
of
not saying I
tattoos.
never had an asshole customer though. Let me not go to that. But no, yeah, I do a lot of. I love religious artwork, religious iconography and stuff like that. It's very
You had a
embedded.
collection. What did you? You had a. What was it you were collecting? Was it religious stuff?
I was a
Teen
hoarder,
Angel.
dog. Oh yeah, Teen Angels. That's like where you and I connected. I think first.
You're way into Teen Angel.
I met you at Flying Panther, Babyface Johnny Atkins.
Oh yeah, Johnny
Back in the-
Blabs.
Johnny Blabs.
Shout out to Johnny Blabs.
Johnny Blabs.
Yeah.
I'd seen him for the first
That's
time in
him.
100 years at the giant Persuade thing.
Yeah.
But he told me, he's like, I had a piece in that show. And shout out Flying Panther as well.
Yeah.
But I had a piece in that show and
Hell yeah.
he was just like, he's like, you got to meet Bobby. Bobby wants to meet you. He's seen the drawing you did. And I came up and I was like, and it was like, I did it black and gray. Like it was like a bunch of like Mexican stuff on there. You know what I mean? And I walked up and you're like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. You're like, you're kind of an asshole, huh? And I remember you said that to me. That's like the first shit this fool said to me. And I was like, oh, fuck. Did I offend somebody?
Was I wrong?
You weren't. But that's what made you like me, I think. But then we talked shortly thereafter. You had me come down to talk to you about doing a travel shirt shortly thereafter.
I went to Guru, I
saw
think.
that.
You were at
Did
Guru
you?
at the time. I think I went upstairs to see you. But this dude,
But I remember you had
I'll
all
tell
the
you
Teen
something.
Angels.
I'll tell you something about Adam is he'll tell you straight. Like he doesn't, he's not with anything or anybody. He won't beat around the bush for shit. Like
I'm a little different than that these days, probably.
Well, back then, maybe it was the alcohol. I don't know what it was.
Possibly.
But you were like, you were always a straight shooter.
I didn't have anything to be concerned. Nowadays, I'm too concerned about fucking psychos everywhere.
Oh,
dog.
like
and I got a
people-
kid. I used to be pretty outspoken about a lot of shit that I don't fuck with, like Nazi shit, whatever. Like politics, blah blah blah, all this shit. And my wife has kind of just been like, hey, you're not like a hard dude to find. And like all this shit, and you like, whatever. I've said a lot of shit that none of it do I disagree with at this point.
Right.
But I also just don't need to. Who
You
needs
don't
to
need
hear what
drama.
the fuck I need to see?
Yeah.
Nobody cares what the fuck I think about. Who cares? So I'm a little different in that regards these days.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just let me do my shit. I'm not gonna fuck with you. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
I'm an old man now, I guess. Maybe that's just it. Back then, I was like, fuck this fool. Fuck
Who tattoos you?
everybody.
You got
shit
it,
from
dude.
all
You got
kinds of people.
It looks like you
all over.
haven't done your neck.
No, it's because of Mary Hathorn, my mom. She made me.
That's beautiful.
Hold off.
Nice.
She says, "Please don't get anything."
Your
on
dad
on
seems. Your
necks."
dad's one of your models too, huh?
Yeah,
I seen that.
Sick, yeah, he's sick. He'll take a fucking
This dude
t-shirt and put it on over his button-down shirt.
Yeah. And then he'll
Style,
shoot it
Yeah.
and post it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, he'll just send
But
you
so
that.
he did this blanket, like we were talking, we kind of touched on it
yeah.
earlier. He did. This was one of the first things that I seen you do that I'm like, this dude's fucking nuts.
weirdo.
Yeah. But I think that's what I was like, he's a shit though. Because he's just so fucking far out. But he got a picture of his face, like his full face. And
Well, I used to have a stupid beard.
Yeah,
one of
he
those
was
stupid beards.
Yeah, really long beard.
Before all, I mean, let me not act like I was first. Never mind. I had a big ass beard at one point that was ugly as hell, and I had a close up picture of it, and then we blew it up onto a giant blanket for my mom. It was funny, or for Christmas or some shit. So
and then he would post pictures with this big old
my
blanket.
dad sleeping, like taking a nap on the couch with my face blanket.
Yeah, that was
super
it.
weird.
So, but who does tattoo you? Who
All
are
kinds
your
of people.
Who are your favorites?
Oh, shit.
Don't say the guys at your shop because
No,
we already know
I
they're
haven't
your
even gotten
favorite.
tattooed by most of the people at my shop. I haven't even been tattooed by.
There was a dude that came by who travels a lot. He was your boy. He does real far out looking
Davey
character.
Blows?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's savage.
Yeah, he's sick
That
too.
dude's a
He
fucking
tattooed you
savage.
probably, right?
Nope.
No? Who's tattooed you?
These are, I mean, they're mostly old. That's one from that Dave Fox dude I was telling you about. He's sick. But I don't know. Sean Crowfoot, Aaron Dellavedovas. I got a bunch of tattoos from a bunch of people. Paul Dewey. A lot of people I've worked with in the past.
You have room left?
Not a lot.
Little.
Mary Hathorn's going to get bummed soon. I might have to move on to the neck and my hands. She said, not till I'm dead. And then she said, not till I'm dead. And that would be a great place for a memorial for me. I was like, Mom, I'm not putting a memorial for you on my neck.
How is she as a grandma?
She's great.
She's probably just in love with
amazing, yeah. We FaceTime every day.
Every day.
Every day. So she can talk to Charlie, and then Charlie will just take the phone and run off in her room and talk to her and my dad.
That's dope.
She's great. She loves being a grandma, and I keep trying to get them to come out here, but it's expensive.
To move out here?
Yeah.
It's super expensive.
They live in
here.
Atlanta, and like outside Atlanta, in the suburbs outside of Atlanta, so their house is like cheap. You know what I mean? So if they sell their house, then they have to, to move out here. She's like, where are we going to live?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you could give them a place to swim.
I could. Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. For sure. Next 3 weeks. I'm
So then go ahead, Johnny.
No, I'm good.
No, so what do you see like in the next couple years? Did COVID fuck shit up for you at all?
No, COVID worked out fine for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate saying that because it sounds weird, but it's like I worked throughout all COVID. I didn't work. For the first shutdown, I stayed home. My mother-in-law moved in with us because she has COPD, and her husband works at Scripps. So I got to see some firsthand sad shit with him. He'd come over every day and like talk to her through a window, and it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
But we all stayed home, wiped down food, did all that shit, and then. But I drew the whole time, and I was putting shit out. Like I was designing T-shirts for people the whole time. So
I think you could do anything, dude.
I think
you're pretty blessed that way, dude.
I can't do it.
No, but I mean, you can draw. You do posters and they're gone. You do clothes and it goes. And you stay busy but I could see you doing. I mean, it's obvious that you still have fun. Like everything you do looks like you're having fun with it. Like you have fun with the clothing, you have fun tattooing, you have fun posters, just everything that you do. But I would really love to see you do something like the Backwoods thing, an animation project.
It can still go. We might have to my dude might have to revisit some of the topics. It might get canceled day one.
The hardest part is if there's anybody out there that's into animation that's listening to this podcast,
holler.
Yeah, I would really encourage you to check out Adam's work and either get at him or get at me or get at Johnny.
Let's do it.
But this guy is a beast when it comes to developing characters, and I think I really stop it. I really think you could write stories. Like, because I've heard you go off on some shit.
I can tell some stories, but like I only have like 3 or 4 of them, so I've really developed them over the years. They rotate back.
They're long though.
That book I gave you has a story in the back.
They're long ass stories. It's all pictures and drawings.
So
what's up with the book? So tell me about the book.
The book is my buddy Ash hit me up a few years ago to do a book. He owns a publishing company out in Wales called Atonement Books. He makes super dope books.
Wales, like the
Wales.
UK?
Yeah.
Dope.
So I don't know. Is that in the UK? I really don't. I told you I did 8th grade twice. So he'd asked me a while back to do the.
He did graduate junior high school.
Yeah. I did. Yeah. So whatever. He just asked me if I want to make a book. He makes book. They're all like tattooer based books so far, and they're all really dope. And he puts them together really cool, kind of like. you know, I don't know if anybody remembers that magazine, Life Sucks Die. It's like an old graffiti magazine that you get, and it was just like it was like graffiti, but it was like all the illest shit. Like it'd be like weird ass photos they find, you know, somebody'd send a picture of a dog that got run over, like gnarly shit.
Yeah.
It just was like collages of cool shit, and that's kind of how his books are. They're really just like an overloaded, and that's kind of how I like my shit. So he asked me, and I was just like, yeah, here's 8 million, here's everything I've ever done, and he just kind of compiled that book. There's a picture of you in there.
Oh shit.
Yeah. From the 30-year party.
From Legacy.
Yeah.
The one on the pier?
Yep.
Dude, I was there for like 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I caught you in the 2 hours
You
you were
did.
there? Wow.
Yeah. It was weird for me. It was
my daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
I did my daughter's birthday, then dipped on her.
Nice.
That's there goes my good dad.
But it was a good show, right?
It was great.
So
yeah.
wait till you're going to be a part of the next one too. So that's next summer. It'll be July and August.
What is that? 34?
33 or 34. 34 maybe.
34.
I don't know, but it's going to be
Just choose
the biggest.
You do it
one.
every year?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
It's too hard.
Yeah,
it's too hard, and I think it kind of waters it down if you do it every year. But the next one is I don't want to talk about it too much. Talk about it too much.
Everybody's tuning into this episode.
So how can people get the book or buy the book?
Atonementbooks.com. You can order them directly from there. And I have them set up so on the inside of the dust cover, there's a thing in there that I can draw a head on for you. So if you order from them, you'll get one without a head, and you can draw your own head on it, or you can ask me to draw a head on it for you. I have a bunch of them at my house too, to where you get.
Do you want to do a signing here? If you want,
maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, because then you have to draw heads all day.
No. I would load them all up.
Because you have
with
done
heads.
What'd you do here? You did the poster signing here, right?
No, I was here when Mike was poster signing and Persuade was selling Bunny Kitty stuff. And they kindly asked if I wanted to hang out too, and I came along.
But I thought you sold posters or something too. Yeah, I don't come here on the weekends, so I don't know.
I was shocked that you weren't here.
I know. If I would have known. I mean, I don't want to fucking come down on the weekend.
Let me tell you what, I don't go to my shop on my days off.
That's what I'm saying.
Never.
Yeah. I'm floating.
Never. I'm the furthest away from it ever.
That's me.
My days
Johnny
off.
lives up. We both live in Escondido.
Yeah. So it's a mission.
Yeah, right.
It's a mission, and it's just a whole.
You guys carpool?
No.
What?
No, he works. Johnny's at.
I work in the East County. So.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. You just do this with him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Casino Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah, so
That's what he does.
I'm the tech guy here at the podcast.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And we get him to he asks questions once in a while too.
Gotcha.
But you guys are twin sweaters.
Yeah.
I'm finally cooling down. But man, it's been real rugged.
Has it been all your life?
My whole life, dude. I've been a heavy sweater.
Here.
Heavy sweater. I remember being a kid and just being like I have a sweating problem. It's like once my core gets heated up. And it doesn't even have to be that hot. It could be like still air, but kind of warm. But once it gets going, I can feel it going. Then I start getting pissed off. I start getting angry, so it makes it worse. Then the first drip comes down. I'm like, you motherfucker. Drip. Then I'm just, I can't stop.
So you always sweat.
Always dead.
So that's what, I'm gonna go. That's my nickname for Johnny.
Yeah,
If you look at my phone, it doesn't say Johnny; it says Sweats. And then when he shows up, I call him the Sweater because he would always be sweating. Right now, he's cool. Look, he's doing pretty good. Just a couple of
right there on the AC.
Yeah, he's moved it around.
Yeah,
I
told you what happens to
Johnny,
me, right?
Johnny, just so you know, I'm on your side, and I think it's rude that he says that shit to you.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna call you Sweater too. Okay. So
I'm Sweater.
So yeah, with me, I was telling you, when I eat spicy food, I can handle it. Like I don't. It's not like a thing in my mouth where the spicy I can't handle it, but because I can eat it, I'm fine. But what happens is my reaction is I just start sweating.
Yeah.
Like so I don't even eat order spicy food for that reason anymore because I just start.
Dude.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Sucks.
Dude, I used to watch my dad. He would be eating, sweating his ass off, just sweating, and I'm looking at him and he's telling me, "Oh man, this is good, man."
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you look like you're in pain. Like it looks like you're torturing yourself, and you're telling me that it's bomb.
Yeah.
So You want to who would you want to shout out, or we could wrap
Shout out
this
Bobby
up?
Tribal.
No, not that guy. Fuck that dude. Fuck that guy.
He's sitting right
Not
across from
him. No.
Shout out Johnny Sweat.
Johnny Sweat.
Shout out Charlie Jane Kong, my daughter, my wife Casey. I don't know.
Johnny
Maybe
Blabs.
Johnny Blabs. I didn't even know that was your name. It was always baby.
Is this Johnny Atkins, Babyface?
Babyface
So Johnny, I actually call him that because. Oh my god! Don't ever give him an energy drink. I love Johnny. Like that's one of my closest boys. Like he's the shit.
Yeah.
I love that guy. But you give him an energy drink or coffee or get him drink like one too many beers, he'll go off.
Yeah.
So
I've heard it.
Yeah.
I spent time around, but I also known as like a guy that talks a lot.
He just got another lowrider, real nice ribby.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he did it like that. But I want to congratulate you on everything you've done, bro. Like, we're proud of you. San Diego's proud of you.
Huge part of that.
No, dude, come on, man.
No, for sure.
Dude.
For
and
sure.
I honestly, I was not just kidding or talking shit or pumping you up, but fuck, I'm a fan, bro. Like, looking at your shit is like, stop. Fuck. Can you let me do this?
Okay,
but your shit is like,
turn off my mic.
No, but you look at you look at what this guy does, and it's fun for me to look at your shit. And sometimes even those giant back pieces you do, or chest pieces of people that have the guts to do those things, because
ballsy motherfuckers. I'm never doing shit.
I know, but nah, man. Thanks for taking the time to be here. And I know it took a while, but like I said, you can't just do it all out the gate. But this one's probably going to drop real soon. Maybe as early
next
as
week.
Yeah, next. We usually
Do I
record
get to
them.
listen to it beforehand so I can?
You can. You just got to get in touch with.
Just so I can get my. I don't think I said anything fucked up.
No, you're good. I don't think so
I'm
either.
good.
Do you want to do that real quick?
No, I was trying to. I was wondering if I was heading into like the mouth of the cancellation gods
No, but
or some shit. You know,
we had a discussion prior, and there was kind of some things we agreed not to.
I mean, lightweight. Just, not even really. I mean, we can discuss them. You want to get into the fucking?
No, we're good. Let's leave that alone. No, we're gonna leave this alone. But
I'm not real worried about any shit.
This dude's a man at Honkey Konger.
Honkey Konger.
Honkey Konger. Benchwarmers.
At Benchwarmers.
Real good shit.
At Big Trouble Tattoo. Check out all those dudes. Shout out to Big Trouble and all the dudes there.
Real quick, your Twitter, you have a Twitter handle?
I think I do, but I don't fuck with it.
Because I seen it was like 2009 or something like
Probably
that, like
when
old school.
I used to have all that shit just set up to Instagram, so it would all just go out on there. But no, I mean, if I do have a Twitter and I ever used it, I hope that it's not findable, because I might have said some cancelable shit back then too. Don't go look for my Twitter. I don't even know what it is.
I mean, it's always a good time, and you never know what you're gonna get with this dude. But fuck, man. Thanks. Like I said, thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
And we got to do some shit.
Let's do some shit.
We got to do some shit.
You know, I'm always down to do some shit.
We're gonna do some shit.
I'm
Dude,
not trying to not do some shit.
He brought me the coolest puppet today. Like, I'll show you. It's I don't know. Was it a Rona project?
Yeah, I mean, I was just, there was some downtime during the Rona, and I was trying to I made a little paper puppet.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
And you liked it so much, I was like, I'll give it to you. You can have
it. He's Italian, right?
He's Italian, a little Italian gentleman.
But he kind of looks like a cholo too, like a little Italian skeletal cholo. See,
that's what he is. But he's,
is he?
Whatever. Yeah, it's a little cholo dude. But I don't know. But fucking, you said something about him being or I said something about him being. No, I was like, chill out. He's fragile, and then I said, oh, he must be Italian.
Isaac
like
said
from the
that.
movie. Isaac said that?
Yeah,
fucking whatever. Yeah, Isaac said it.
Fucking Honky Kong.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for having me.
All right, man.
I love you.
Love you too, Hums. Have a good one. Lower Left Podcast, 17th and Island, San Diego's East Village. Shout out DJ Julian Ramirez for the intro, outro, all of that. Johnny Be Good. Tribal Click. We're out.